let's get into it because these are literally the 10 red flags that you've lost your identity or self-concept in 2025. Or maybe you never even had one. We're not just pointing them out, trying to heap scorn on other people about it. We're simply unpacking them. We're naming the areas where people actually get those ideas twisted. And I'm going to give you the straight fix for that. The very first red flag is, I don't know what I want. Now, where people actually get this twisted is they confuse being indecisive with being humble or going with the flow. Going with the flow is sometimes misunderstood because it's a half truth that people point out. People will say, oh, going with the flow, only dead fish go with the flow. Yeah, tell that to the guy who waters his plants and actually has to go with the flow when it's time to let the plant grow. So there is a certain amount of work that we put out in the world. There is a certain amount of effort that we put out in the world. And then there's a certain amount of hands off where we actually let go and release whatever we're working on and allow it to grow. You can still nurture things. You can still move the puzzle pieces forward. That's absolutely fine. But the people who say only dead fish go with the flow, that's a half truth. Don't get it twisted. But in this case, the common mistake is thinking not wanting anything makes you chill or relaxed or laid back. No, it doesn't do that. It actually makes you directionless. And that's the thing, is that going with the flow gets mistaken for directionless. But you have to remember there's a push and a relax. There's an effort and release in life. So what's the fix here? Well, practice saying what you actually want out loud, even if it's small. Wanting is not a weakness. Using your voice is power. It's clarity. Let's talk about red flag number 2. You rely on external praise and validation to feel okay. This is where people get it twisted. They somehow think feedback from others is truth. Yeah, that's a common mistake. Mistaking the likes, the hearts, the applause for worth. Oh, don't forget the compliments. Don't forget those excessive compliments. So what's the fix? Start with, what do I think? Because your internal voice should be your main GPS. The rest of the world is just backup singers. Let's talk about red flag number 3. You change your personality depending on who you're around. This is good old chameleon. Yay! Good old chameleon, where people get it twisted. They call it, I'm being adaptable, or I'm a social chameleon. Yeah, okay. Common mistake. Thinking being liked equals being real. So how do we understand the fix for this? Well, try to define 3 non-negotiable traits that contain values. Like, I'm honest, I'm calm, I'm resilient. And start showing up like that everywhere in the world. And that's in order to maintain a level of consistency. Let's talk about the red flag number 4. You can't take criticism without crumbling into tears.